You've reached the Beards and Sundries podcast, where things get gay, and hilarious. You've made it past seasons 1, 2, and 3. Now, you've reached season 4, the hottest season yet. This season's gonna be the tits. Now, sit down, strap on, in, and get ready to laugh your asses off with your 3 bearded hosts, because they've been waiting all week to get you hot for this show. Now, welcome your hosts, Jay, Anthony, and Joe.
And welcome back.
Hello.
Oi, bruv.
No, quit that shit. Don't bring it to season 4.
Welcome back to season 4, episode 2 of Beards and Sundries.
Taking a big old 2.
Number 2.
Jay will never have 2.
That joke was really ballsy. That's right, guys. It's time for another lunch break here at Beards and Sundries, the shop where 3 gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry in each episode.
My name is Jay, and I treat my bank account like a rainy day fund. Oops.
Oof.
Ooh. I'm Anthony, and caution, I may be slick in spots.
Ooh, cuidado indeed. And I'm Joe, and there's nothing better than being wrapped up in a blanket when you hear the pitter-patter of raindrops on the rooftop. And that means that today's sundry item is rainy days. Beardos, it's been wet here in Oklahoma lately, and we don't just mean the bottoms of our office chairs. There's been a little bit of weather here, and today we're going to chat about rainy days and all the things that go with them. Later on, Jay has a very uncanny something to check out, and Anthony has brewed up a game for us this week. But before we get too far into it, how about this week's voicemail?
Well, there was none, because I'm giving everyone the benefit of the doubt that...
My voicemail.
Oh, shut up. It's the beginning of the year, new season, everyone's behind. I get it. It's a rough start to a new year. But I will say... You're going to hear a lot of the weird sounds in the background because I brought my dog in here, and so he's drinking and sniffing and eating and probably going to be snoring eventually, so I apologize.
Well, usually that's the sounds that are coming from you, so it's not going to be anything too different.
It's nice that somebody else is going to be doing it for once.
Well, since we can't find the voicemail, Joe, can I find an umbrella in the sundries aisle?
Wow, look at you.
Indeed, Riri. But if you guys are new to the show and you're wondering what the hell a sundry is, the term comes from an Old English word meaning odds and ends. Now, today it's used mainly in retail as a way to group together items that don't have a group of their own. So, as 3 very moist gay men with beards, we are using the term to group together the wide range of topics that we cover.
You want to know why I'm so moist?
Yes.
Because I'm having
a lamb burger.
A what?
This is my piss pig with all of the wrong ingredients.
Oh my god, with all the wrong ingredients.
So
what's in your piss pig? I cautiously ask.
I didn't have regular lemonade, so it's country time pink lemonade.
Oh, that's actually okay.
Yeah. So it's still lemonade. I didn't have a regular, like the bright red maraschino cherries or grenadine, which I was going to put in the bottom. So I used one of my Luxardo really nice maraschino cherries to go in there. It's a mocktail.
Wow.
I'm having a mocktail, rewarding myself. And then ginger ale and not ginger beer because...
I was just about to say, I'm like, you put ginger ale, didn't you? Did I just invent an amazing mocktail?
It's great. Yeah, that's tasty. I guess if you want to have an actual drink, add some vodka to that, but, you know.
Fuck yeah.
Well, ironically, last week Jay talked about cinnamon candies. And so cinnamon candies kind of have a play on how pink lemonade got its color. Back in 1912, apparently, a man named Henry E. Allett, who ran away to join the circus and is believed to be the inventor of pink lemonade after he accidentally dropped red cinnamon candies into a batch of lemonade, and it was wildly popular.
Cinnamon lemonade.
Cinnamonade. Lemon-cinnamonade?
Lemon.
Eh.
Lemon.
The flissaminifer.
Anyways, on this particularly rainy day, I'm enjoying this piss pig.
Well,
It's less piss pig with the cherry. It's more like a hernia.
Well,
ew, or a kidney stone.
That drink rocks.
A very
know,
bloody
it looks like
kidney stone.
It looks like a hemorrhoid
Ew.
to me.
Oh god. Oh god. Things I don't want to talk about on a rainy day.
Yep, you're welcome. For 500, Bob. What are hemorrhoids in your drink?
Oh my god. Okay. Move on. What else do you do on a rainy day besides your gross shit?
I do my gross shit every day. Thank you.
You live as gross shit.
But have you ever slept in when it's raining?
Of course. Isn't that what you're supposed to do when it's raining?
Magical.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what sucks is it's always raining when I'm going to work.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
I know.
It's raining when I'm going to work. And so basically I'm like, I had to get up. And then I'm just extra... Oh, hello, Reggie. I'm just extra tired at work because I wanted to sleep in.
Yeah. And it's raining
Yeah.
and you can just hear it outside and you just want to be anywhere but work.
Yeah. Ugh. And so I don't feel like my brain's ever up to par that day.
Oh. I mean, like your brain is up to par any day. Boom.
Yeah, that's really true. It's really not lately.
No,
It's like the new year started and I'm still trying to get back into sync with life, and it's difficult.
It didn't really
Baby, that's everybody.
rain here per se. It was like freezing rain here overnight, and so the drive into work this morning for me was white knuckled because I've got a Mustang, so I've got rear wheel drive, and the rear wheels have absolutely no weight over them. So I had a couple of moments where I was like, ooh. And I don't know if it was maybe because of the weather, but my brain was absent today.
Oh, Beardos.
Yeah,
the
same.
citizens of Tulsa lost their minds this morning. Everyone just forgot how to drive a car.
Well,
As
and it
they
was kind of
always
weird
do.
because, like, it rained yesterday, and so it was just, everything was sopping wet. And then they said that it was going to get really cold overnight, but it had stopped raining so early enough, I guess, in the day that it wasn't really a concern. Well, so we got like a trace of snow, which is all they kind of talked about. And then basically what was happening this morning was everyone's wheels warmed up the snow just enough to melt it. And then as soon as they drove off of it, it was basically instantly freezing again. And so then all of our highways just turned into shit. And so Oklahoma City had a fuck ton of accidents today. And like, it just looked kind of like a scattered Hot Wheel cars all over the highway when I was driving into work. And I just coasted along fine.
Yeah.
But
Same here. I was driving up to work. I drive about 6 miles north on one highway, and there's a ton of overpasses, so all of them iced over, and it was just... I think I passed 7 accidents total on the way, and it took me... What normally takes me 13 minutes to get to work took me 55 minutes today. And there were sections where I was going 5 miles per hour, and I was just slowly crawling along, and it was both directions. Like, the entire highway was just crazy stopped. And I checked on Google Maps when I was sitting there in traffic, and it was just the entire length of that stretch of highway was just yellow at its fastest, and in like the dark, deep red where I was, of course. It was awful.
Well, and Oklahoma is just really notoriously bad about not preparing for things like this. Like, there's absolutely no prep work that goes into any of this. They're barely proactive about it they're barely reactive about it, after it's happened. So, yeah, I mean, our roads are just completely shit whenever we get even a little bit of ice.
So what also happens in this state is they basically go, nothing's really going to happen, and then we have a day like this, and then all of a sudden they start over-prepping because they're like, well, last time... Well, then, so what happens is they're, like, throwing all this shit down, and then it's wasted all the time, so then they bitch about how much we're wasting on this, and this state drives me bonkers in so many ways.
It's
because
so fucking stupid.
Because talking about rainy days on top of that, in this state, I have an official complaint. I wanted to go to the state of Oklahoma. Why the fuck do we not have reflective lines in this stupid state? Everyone around us forks out the money to make reflective lines on the road. Because when it rains, there are no lines whatsoever. You're just guessing.
Yep. I love
Same thing
this
in Tulsa.
because you're speculating as if our tax dollars go to us and aren't just getting funneled out to these private businesses who are friends of the people who are in positions of power in our state. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Like, there's entire companies who their whole business model is centered around government contracts. And I swear to God, if their friends lose an election, they're going to go out of business.
Yeah.
Let them.
I know. I wish. Because
Well,
what's
it's
funny
funny,
is you get roads like what we have in Tulsa, where like when we get a pothole, they slap down crushed up Oreos, throw it together, and then drive on.
Sorry, I thought Joe had something,
Well,
so I was
too,
like waiting.
No, you go, Jay.
Do we have that bad of a
We have
delay?
little bit of a delay. I think we have a little
Yeah.
bit of a delay.
It's
Yeah.
like 5 seconds.
Okay.
I feel like a newscaster.
Yeah, I was like, it's a pretty decent one. Yes, Roger, what?
Yeah, I think there's a
Anyways.
delay.
We just focus so much on this
Welcome back
state
to
about being
season-
like,
Oh, shit.
we're not going to take your tax. We just focus so much on this state on being like, we're not going to take your tax dollars from all your businesses, blah, blah, blah. So then we also don't give any money to schools. We don't give any money to roads. We don't give any money to what we really need in this state. And so basically, we're just never going to get the businesses they're trying to lead here because we don't have the infrastructure or the educated people to support it. It just drives me fucking nuts.
You might be
That's
onto
why
something
we
there,
rank
Jay.
So low in education.
It's funny, too, because we make fun of Florida all the time. And not just us. Everyone makes fun of Florida. But when you go down there and you drive on their roads, even the rural roads, like in the countryside, there's reflectors, there's lines, there's lights, there's everything. Their roads are impeccable down there.
Our road lines disappear if there's like a mild puddle.
Yeah.
Our road lines disappear twice a day, and it's right at dawn and dusk. If you're driving the direction of the sun at specific times of days, there is no lines. It just, the road turns into one solid pond color, and I just... I hate this state the more and more I talk about this.
Yeah.
Just run your head into that sun visor and just forget all your troubles.
I'm gonna slam it into that sun visor.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
But there are other more positive sides to rainy days that don't involve us driving.
My Amazon shopping habits.
But we did talk about having a looser structure. So if we want to belabor this, I'm happy to, because I could bitch about Oklahoma all day long.
Oh my god.
Jay, let's calm down Jay a little bit. Hey, Jay, you know what else you can do when it's raining? Soup. Soup.
Oh my
Make soup?
god. I love soup. I love soup. Thank you so much. So then I get in my car and I drive down the goddamn road with no lines and I go buy ingredients for soup.
Yes, here I go down to Crest, but I can't see anything.
I don't know what fucking lane I'm in. But then I'm gonna get the potatoes and the half and half and the onions and the garlic.
Reggie's like, wow.
And then I get back in my car and I'm fucking swimming. And then I get back to my house and I make some yummy soup.
We'll be right back.
Good
It's
Lord.
rated
5 out of 6 balls.
Ah!
Ball soup.
Oh, is that a real Stanley Cup there?
Whoa.
I'm a white
Where are
bitch.
all the white women at?
Hi.
We made tomato bisque the other day. Very good. I know I talked about it last
God.
week, but it was so good.
I love some good old tomato bisque.
So Anthony has this talent where he'll make tomato soup, and he doesn't just make it for us. He doesn't just make it for the household. He doesn't just make it for the state of Oklahoma. He makes it for the entire bunker of citizens that will have to go underground when the big nuclear bomb hits.
I don't know
Well,
what
that's just polite, Joe.
Thankfully, we have this giant Dutch oven that he usually makes his big batches of soups in, so we just throw the leftovers in the other fridge and the laundry room, and it's just there, and then we just heat back up whenever we need it.
Thank you.
You did. We typically don't, so you did really well this time.
Yeah, I focused on making sure it was done.
I think my biggest problem with tomato soup and grilled cheese is the fact that I make a lot of tomato soup, and then my problem is I love grilled cheese dipped in it, so I have to make like 40 grilled cheese for me to get through one bowl of tomato soup.
But that's
so,
the way
like,
it should be.
I basically have to pull out this massive ass griddle, and I'm just like flipping sandwiches, and then I like look at my boyfriend, and I'm like, "Do you want a sandwich?" As I'm making 40 for me, so I'm like, "I don't have enough bread for 41."
You're like, hey, Detective Fist, what are you gonna have? Ah, flip, flip, flip.
God. My issue with grilled cheese, and I love grilled cheese, and I make grilled cheese to have with tomato soup for sure, every fucking time, because there's no other option, is that I can never get it to where both sides are crispy the whole time I'm eating it. Like, one side inevitably gets a little soggy. You know what I mean?
So I have this method where, and I'm bad. Like, my grilled cheese are dark brown. Like, you're gonna look at it and be like, "Is this borderline burnt?" But it just tastes so good with the tomato soup, and so mine never gets soggy.
And they're not like soggy, but they're like, I don't know. It's just like a little flimsier than maybe I want it to be.
Yeah, no, mine don't do that. Ooh, what kind of cheese do you
Maybe we
use in
should
your
be
grilled
using like
cheese?
Texas toast or something.
So I use American because, I mean, American is just so good for grilled cheese.
It annoys me because I don't want to use that kind of processed cheese, but in a grilled cheese, I want nothing else but shitty American cheese.
It's made for melting.
It's
made to melt.
The other day I was going to make grilled cheese with pepper jack, even though it's not great at melting, but like my pepper jack had a little bit of mold on it, so I tossed it. It was really sad.
Scrape it off.
No, it was sliced pepper jack, and so it got in between the slices, and
It was like a little bit of
right in
mold
there.
and 95% mold and 5% cheese, and you're like, a little bit of mold.
scrape it off. It'll be fine.
It's
You're just like,
blue
well,
cheese.
Yeah.
you're just running it under the sink, just going, it's fine. Scrape, scrape, scrape.
God, gross.
Get another Fabuloso. Just clean it up. Yum, 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 yum.
Wait, though, this might be a little controversial. What do you put on the outside of your grilled cheese to grill?
I'm all about. So I smear both sides in butter.
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise
Is also an excellent choice. It's a great fat.
Yep.
My boyfriend actually got me stuck on that with like hot dogs, where you smear it on hot dog buns on both sides and like you heat it up and it just
Yep. Grill it.
Mayonnaise is a great choice. It's
Yeah.
not controversial at all.
So I like it because I can mix stuff with it before I put it on there. So I'll mix up hot sauce with it so that I have like a spicier outside, and then I also put it on the inside because I like a little spicy mayo.
God, no wonder you're moist.
Also, stop buying spicy mayo at the store. It is grossly overpriced. Literally just mix mayonnaise with a little bit of sriracha. There you go. Boom, spicy mayo.
And you can do it with any hot sauce. So I'll like mix up Tabasco with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cholula?
Cholula.
I like spicy mayo with my sushi.
I actually make a really delicious air fried spicy chicken where I mix spices with some flour and buttermilk and then coat it. Wait, is it buttermilk? It's egg. And then I coat it in crunchy flakes, bran flakes of some sort. I'm trying to think which ones I get. I don't remember. But anyways, and then
Sawdust.
full dandruff. Just dandruff.
Wood chips.
And then I throw it in the air fryer and it's delicious. No. Like unfrosted flakes.
Wheaties.
No, I know, but use cornflakes. We used to do
Cornflakes.
Frosted
Why could I not
Flakes
think of
and
corn?
Jay
Scrapes
takes
off
frosted
the
flakes and takes the frosting off. Yeah.
He's
He goes
rinsing
just
them
that little
out
extra
in a
because he
sink.
loves you, okay? In this house, you make the time.
Oh my god.
We make the time in this break room, Beardos.
It's the hint of sweetness
cafe
that makes
I
it
worked at.
better.
At the cafe I worked at in high school, that's how we made our chicken fried steaks, was with cornflakes in the breading.
Yeah.
It's really fucking good.
I used to know someone that did, what did she do? Instant potato flakes she'd mix with her flour for her fried chicken, and it would make it a
heard
fluffier
that
crust.
too.
And
Yeah.
I liked it,
Seems to be fluffier.
but the crust, like, really fell off, was my problem. And I'm like, oh, but I kind of want that crust to
think,
stay on a bit.
If you
Yeah.
do, gosh, what is it that usually makes the crust adhere that I'm thinking of? Is it buttermilk that I'm thinking of that helps adherence? There's something, and I can't
So
remember what
I
it is.
do
Weirdos
marinate
think
mine
of
in
it.
buttermilk.
Oh yeah, little buttermilk with some hot sauce.
Mm-hmm. I marinate it that way.
that's where it's at. I do that for-
Then I usually dip it in egg and then flour and all.
Oh really? I don't go the egg step because it's already drenched in buttermilk.
I know. It's like every time I don't need to do it, but I do it because I just remember my mom doing it. And so like I crack the eggs and I'm like, why did I do this? So then I just commit to it because I've already done it.
You got my bad attitude this week, booch.
This week,
Surprise, what's new?
Thank you. It's this mocktail. It's going to my head.
It's the mocktail you stole from a book that is fake that I made up. So you're drinking my drink.
Whatever. I'm thinking about having a different mocktail every week now. I just wanted to start with the piss pig. What you got to start every time is with the piss pig.
That's what the heading of your favorite porn is.
Anyways, we talked about different foods during rainy days, how much we hate driving during rainy days, sleeping in on rainy days. Do we want to move on to our next topic?
Oh man, we probably
is
should move
drivers,
on to our
right?
next topic.
Yeah, it's fucking bad drivers because it's related to this. And anyways,
So guys, after the break, we're going to talk about shitty drivers. You're listening to Jay, Anthony, and Joe on the Beards and Sundries podcast, the podcast rated 5 out of 6 balls. So Anthony, aren't you a shitty driver?
no.
he was this morning, from what he said.
I made it to work safely, which is impressive. So I didn't realize how icy it was whenever I got to that first intersection. And I did give myself plenty of room, and I braked early, so I didn't wreck into anybody. I corrected myself, and then the next thing that I forgot to do was I downshifted in the wrong way. So I got my car back into a lower gear, and I used engine braking to make sure that I didn't get into any more craziness.
Beardos, there are a couple things that you can do when you're driving in icy, snowy conditions that'll help you out. And one of the most precarious places you can be is on a highway overpass because they are lower temperature. There's a lot more wind that goes around them, and they tend to ice over fast. And you can see that on signs on the highway. It'll say like bridge ices before road. And that's because they will ice over first. And this morning when I was driving, I saw a bunch of cars that evidently didn't know that, or they got caught by surprise. So when you're driving along on a snowy condition road and you're coming up on an overpass, what you should do is don't get ready to hit your brakes. You should let off the gas pedal and just coast along over the bridge and then resume your speed after the bridge. So you want to either keep applying even pressure that you have on your gas pedal, let off of it, or let off of it completely and just coast. Do not hit the brake pedal, especially if you feel yourself starting to slide. Once you hit that brake pedal, you've surrendered all control that you had over the car, and you're done. You're going to start sliding. You lose all control of the wheels, and it's bad news. So just don't ever depend on your brakes, especially in the ice.
And what you were all unaware of was Joe's driving instruction lessons of the day, and you are being billed for that. So please look in the mail.
Now it's time for Anthony's driving tips. Panic. Lose all control of the vehicle. Turn in the opposite direction of where your rear wheels are going. Slam on your brakes and then the gas in horrible parabolas of slowing down and speeding up.
And here's my advice. Don't be old, because that's what triggered me to talk about this today, was because in the last week, I have seen 3 old people driving on the wrong side of the road in the weirdest situations, and I'm like, how is this happening so much? And every time I get next to them after they, make their fucking turn, and I look over and I'm like, old. Of course you are. Of course you are. I'm bitchy today.
I could tell before we even started recording.
I've said it in our group chat before off of the air, but it's wild to me that in the United States, all you have to do is pass your driver's test one time when you're 16 years old. And all you have to do is parallel park badly and stumble through this driver's test, and you're set for life. You don't ever have to retest.
Hey, I want you to know, my parallel parking during my driving test was non-existent. I didn't have to do that.
You didn't have
I
to
don't think I
parallel
had to
park?
get by with
To
it.
this day.
Really?
Boom.
I'm pretty
Wow.
positive I didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have car inspections here either, so that's also weird.
No,
They did when I had
Oklahoma,
to get my driver's license.
you could drive in with a bullshit piece of car and they'll be like, absolutely bring it to this state. Are you going to steal our money because you have none? Absolutely. Live here.
Mm-hmm. Ugh.
Or, sorry, are you also super rich and run a business? Live here and we'll continue to give you money. There we go. Now I'm done.
Yep.
I think that everyone should have to retest their driver's test every year.
Okay, that's too
Everyone.
much because I don't even want to do that. 5 years is fine.
Yeah, that sounds exhausting. I was going to say 4 or 5 years, man.
I think everyone should have to do it every year.
Every
It'll create plenty
year?
of jobs.
But imagine they'll raise our taxes for it because you know how they do. They'll be like, oh, yeah, well, that'll cost you XYZ amount. And you're like, well, maybe tax all the oil and energy companies. And they're like, no, we can't do that. They'll go somewhere else. I'm like, oh, where all the other oil is?
Yeah.
I'm going to go
Where are they
hold
gonna
my
go?
corporate office in Hawaii, and then I'm going to drill here.
But no, yeah, every year, that's too much. That's exhausting. I don't want to do that. The one time
You know
I
what's
have to
exhausting
go
is
to the
getting behind
DMV
somebody in the left lane on the interstate who's going 5 under, and they won't get over no matter what.
Yeah, but those people can probably pass a driving test. And you just told
Not
us
if they're
how
sitting in the
loose
left lane the
driving test
entire
is.
time, because that's
Imagine
against the law.
How many driving tests they would have to be giving out if everybody had to retest every year, and how thin our government infrastructure is anyways. Do you think they would even be doing a good job of testing? I think they'd probably just let it go to shit.
Oh my God,
because
it would be
that's
just
kind
like
of
the
how they
medical
do it.
marijuana doctors that are just like, what do you have? And I'm like, I don't know, anxiety. And they're like, wow, yeah, you need medical marijuana. You should get it.
What is the John Mulaney thing where he's like, sometimes I get nervous on airplanes.
Or what was it? I pee a lot.
I
And he's
just
like,
think it
what's a
would create a
lot?
lot of jobs.
I don't know, 11?
More, less.
And he's like, 11 was a wrong number.
That was the
you guys
wrong
seen-
number to say.
There's this stupid skit, and it is unrelated to this topic, but we did say that we were going to be looser this year.
And Anthony's the loosest of all. Keep going.
It's true. But it's this guy who's at the doctor, and he's talking, like, the doctor's asking him, like, questions about his health and his diet. And he goes, so let me ask you, how many hot dogs per day would you say you have? He's like, not that many. And, maybe one. He's like, okay. So, like, in the morning when you're on your way to work, what's your routine? Oh, I get up, I get around, I eat some breakfast. Oh, stop right there. What's breakfast? Oh, I have a hot dog. Oh, okay. And it keeps going and going, and he keeps adding hot dogs to his day, where he's like, now, before you get onto the subway, on your way to work, do you stop anywhere? Yeah, I stop and I get a hot dog. It turns out to be like some ridiculous amount of hot dogs per day, and it's just absurd. And that's what I think of every time when I hear that John Mulaney's get 11. That was the wrong number.
That was the wrong number. Well, all I could think of is that skit from that show on Netflix that I don't even like the show that much, but I just love the specific skit. And it's from I Think You Should Leave. And he's trying to do that pay it forward thing and then squeal back around.
Yep.
Order a bunch of
55
shit.
burgers, 55 fries, 55 hot dogs, 55 pizzas. and then he goes around, he's like, please, you have to let me go in front of you. I'm trying to do a thing. And then she finds out what he's doing, and she flies in front of him, and she's like, 55 burgers, 55 fries.
This guy's trying to
love it.
pay it forward chain.
Yeah, I just love it because he's like, this guy's trying to pay it forward. He's like, and then she backs up and does it, and he's like, look what you did, you rich fuck. And then he like tries to squeal off, and he gets his car high-centered on a curb.
I just love when she gets into it too, and she's like, 55 burgers,
55 fries.
God.
Which, speaking
That's
of,
probably his best one.
At the end, they sit there and say, okay, it's going to be $685. And I did the math because I stopped and wrote down 55 and 100 and everything. Because I was like,
of course you did.
Because I was like, that seems extremely cheap. And I think it averaged out to like 30 cents per item. And I was like, no fucking way.
And then he's ordering pizzas too. And I'm like, are they Totino's party pizzas? Like,
pizzas and spuds and tots and...
Now, Beardos, I want you to hear what's happening here, because Jay has medically diagnosed ADHD. So if you ever catch yourself in the middle of doing something probably important, and you start doing math based off of a clip of a TV show that you don't like, and hyperfixating on it, you probably ought to go get tested for ADHD.
And I'm pretty positive I was remodeling my house that day, and then that was on, and I was like,
Yep.
I'm gonna do math on this fake TV show skit.
I love being around more people with ADHD and getting to know it, like the symptoms of it a little better, where like I used to think like, oh, I can't pay attention to anything. No. The issue is that I should be doing this. But now I have gotten my doctorate in online astrology based acupuncture. I forgot to do the work project, though.
I literally had an issue arise at work, found the answer quickly, but instead of being like, that's it, I was like, now I want to know the entire history of why this situation came about. And so I had to go all the way back to 1994, and I went through all of the records on this.
Oh.
And I literally went,
Love Fool by the
This was
Cardigans.
I was like, this was created by a fingered fuck up from someone, and it's just been an issue this entire time. How amazing.
And it can all be traced back to problems with Galileo's penis.
Everything can. It's like 6 degrees to Kevin Bacon.
Yep. That crazy star-looking fool keeping his dick out all the time. Oh, Galileo.
But seriously, get out of the fucking left lane. It's for passing only.
And if I race around you and wail my horn, don't be pissed at me. But you can be. I don't give a shit.
Get out of the left
If you merge
lane.
over, I'm actually
That's
really
true.
proud of you because you took my advice, my very aggressive advice.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This is the part where my mom would say, "You better watch out, Jay. They're gonna shoot you with a gun from their car." So, what do you say to that, Jay?
You know what? Do it.
It's very funny that you mentioned that, because this is going to come up later in the game.
Oh, well.
Jesus, sounds like a morbid game. I'm ready.
Oh, speaking of later,
maple apple cider tea with a little.
I was I was wondering what you were drinking.
Yeah,
I thought it was like a chai latte. I was like, bitch, where's mine?
Kind of. It's
Actually,
I can make you one if you want.
For me, it reminded me of that skit in Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, when he goes in and they've taken like fat bastard shit, and he's like, "This coffee tastes like shit."
I'm glad you said that.
Shit, Austin.
After it's like most of the way gone, because that's very upsetting, because it does look like that.
Yep. My stomach's churning, and all I'm having is water.
Well, speaking of shit in a cup, do you guys think it's time for a commercial?
And now, for a word from our sponsor, the Left Lane Liberator.
Oh, it's so nice to be on a drive with my entire family. Back in the day when I was a kid, this used to be all...
Not anymore, Grandma, because I'm in the Left Lane Liberator. Hell yeah! Don't get trapped behind slow people or people who drive the speed limit. Liberate yourself now and blast them out of the way. The all-new Left Lane Liberator is the one and only vehicle for your range drivers with absolutely no patience or self-control. Your toxic masculinity will be screaming down the highway with your lifted truck with a hood cannon, your Oakley sunglasses, and the complimentary set of truck nuts that comes on every model of the Left Lane Liberator. So, head on down to your local dealership and get the all-new Left Lane Liberator today! You'll be telling the world, out of my way, jackasses, I'm in a hurry and have a very tiny penis!
Hey guys, make sure you follow and subscribe to our podcast so you can receive a notification every Sunday when a new episode drops.
Well, when I want 55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 pizzas, 55 sodas, 55 mozzarella sticks, I always take my Left Lane Liberator.
I picked up a Left Lane Liberator last week, and it has made my trips home seconds faster because nobody's stopping me.
I killed a woman named Carol with my Left Lane Liberator.
I liberated her right to the freedom lane of heaven.
Just like they always say, let God sort them out.
Oh my god.
Meet your maker. Just stay out of the left lane on the way up.
I was behind a minivan that had a whole sticker with family on it, and I don't know if they were all in it, but they don't have a car anymore, I at least know that, and whoever was driving it.
It had like
I didn't
13 of those
confirm.
little people, and there's only one left. The youngest one.
They didn't have a sticker up there yet, so he wasn't in the car. You can't ride in the car till the sticker's on the window.
But you know what I always say about that? Someone else has to foster that problem.
Oh,
Oh my god!
Anthony, it sounds like you're not fostering good thoughts over there.
I'm bananas fostering good desserts.
Oh, guys. Oh, let me tell you. Last weekend, my boyfriend and I went out for our anniversary dinner at this delicious restaurant in the top of the tower in downtown Oklahoma City. And our dessert they gave us was like Banana Foster's cheesecake. That's what it was. It was phenomenal.
So you sent that picture, and I was like, holy shit. I just want the brulee to bananas that are on top of it. Like, those looked fucking good.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And then all of a sudden below that was like banana cheesecake. And then it just added a bajillion times better layer. I don't even know what the crust was. It was even fucking better. It just every layer you grabbed in that was phenomenal.
I'm going to bet it was Nilla wafers.
I'm assuming so, but it's also a fancy restaurant, so I wasn't quite sure. I know. I really, really want some now. I'm just going to go back for the cheesecake.
I just want, like, banana something or other.
I literally had a banana right before recording.
Joe, can I have your banana?
What do you want for dessert?
Mint chocolate chip.
For those listeners, Joe nodded yes. And I'm going to narrate what continues going down.
Jay, do we have any Beardo submitted sundries?
We do, a smidge. It was also a quiet week there, so please message us. We need you. So I actually used these 2 comments as some social media posts, but we heard from Aaron from Arkansas, who is also a fellow podcaster. And he said, as always, this was a great episode, which was last week's episode. And then I messaged him and I was like, thank you so much. Or no, I posted that and then he messaged me. That's how it went. And then he's like, when I truly wish I could join in on the conversation, that's how I know I'm listening to a great podcast. And that sold me. I loved that. I just really appreciated that comment a lot. So
that was a great comment for sure. I love reading that.
That was really nice.
Yeah, I'd love to know what part of the conversation you were talking about too.
I know. I was. Do tell more. And then also, this isn't something we heard from somebody. It's actually somebody shared our stuff on Threads. And so they shared our post, and they said, I have to say, I'm rather charmed by Beards and Sundries, but not because it's handsome bearded gents having a good natter. Love hearing queer voices that aren't just discussing the scene. A great way to start the new year. And that was just fun to read.
Thanks.
We don't discuss the scene. We discuss blowing people up out of the left lane with our left lane liberators.
We discuss what the news considers a scene. They're like, we're down at the scene right now. And there's been 8 cars in a 6-mile stretch that's burning on the side of the highway.
Breep, 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 breep. This just in, the number 5 left lane liberator has run straight into a tree.
The chopper zooms in and I'm just like, asshole.
And it's Joe, but he's like, what is the who's the Randy Quaid character in Christmas Vacation? Uncle whatever his name is,
Cousin Eddie.
Oh, Cousin Eddie.
Yeah, and it's Joe dressed as Cousin Eddie. He's like, it's gonna be a very special Christmas.
His shit hose is hanging out of the back of the truck.
Hey, don't call it that. I have infection.
And
it's called a prolapsed anus, Jay. There's nothing to joke about.
And do you remember in the movie how the rich woman, when her husband's kidnapped, and she's like, I don't know, it was some man dressed in a blue leisure suit, tags from Kansas or something like that. There's a witness on the news and like, I don't know, some man dressed in a robe with truck nuts hanging off the back of his truck and tags from Oklahoma. His shit hose dangling everywhere.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, I'm just driving along in the left lane and I've got Megan Trainor blasting, who's that sexy thing I see over there? That's me. Sitting in the mirror.
It flies by somebody else. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Except I'm not the problem. I'm the solution.
No, you're the problem.
Liberating. You're the problem.
It's just Joe like running people over, and like outside it's chaos, but inside the cab it's super quiet, and it's Billie Eilish. He's like, "What was I made for?" Just outside, just
in the left lane.
If I were you, I'd want to be me too. Could you imagine driving by hearing somebody blowing up a car with that song blaring?
Yeah, but usually it's like an 03 Altima with no hubcaps and a pink fuzzy steering wheel.
All the paint chipping off the hood, the trunk, and the ceiling.
I don't know if they're making Twisted Metal games still, but they should really put an Ultima in Twisted Metal.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They have to be making the game. They just made a movie about it not very long ago.
That's not true. People make movies out of like Alone in the Dark, Jay.
Is there not a game for Alone in the Dark that's still out there somewhere?
They're not like remaking it. They're not like making new ones. I don't think so.
I thought they did, but
we'll probably get it before GTA 6.
I mean, honestly, like they put like what's his name? Christian Slater, who was in the movie that was really bad. Oh, I guess they did make it Alone in the Dark. Oh, well, what do you know about that?
Oh, look how high and mighty he was when he thought he was gonna prove me wrong.
Okay.
3 weeks later.
You know what, Anthony? Why don't you go to the dairy aisle, pick up your eggs?
I was going to say, who invited Dermy to the podcast?
I am feeling quite dry. Thank you very much. Dermy, help!
Oh, God, I hate you both.
Oh, my God. What else do we have, Jay?
That's it for actual user content this week. Pretty quiet. Listeners, next week, your chores are voicemail and user content.
Send us something.
Listen to the episode.
Yeah, listen to the episode. We record on Tuesday, so get it in before Tuesday. So that means you have 2 days.
That's what I always say. Get it in before Tuesday. If you want to liberate my center lane, get it in before Tuesday. You heard it here first.
Careful, it's prolapsed.
My shit hose is hanging back.
Somebody just stepped on it while you're parked in a parking lot, and they're like, "Ha, liberated."
God.
TM.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
Well,
does anyone have something to check out this week?
That was what I was about to ask.
I do. So, as I mentioned in our user content that somebody shared one of our posts and made that very nice comment, I decided that we would look him up, and he's also a fellow podcaster, and he's one of the hosts of a show called Bitches with Beards. So he shared us on Threads, and we're just being the fellow fun neighbors from halfway across the nation, because I think I saw that they were in DC. And
yes, they're in DC.
They're basically like our half-brothers we didn't know we had, because they also put out an episode every Sunday. They're gay men with beards. Their titles and their stories seem to align with ours. We haven't really got an opportunity to listen to them, but go check them out. I want to listen to them just because it sounds funny.
If you can't get enough of Beards and Sundries, well, guess what? You've got Bitches and Beards.
Bitches with Beards.
Oh, Bitches with Beards. Bitches, not Bitches and Beards. Bitches with Beards. Let me say it right.
Right.
So yeah, that is our user content this week.
Yeah,
or something
just
to
know
check
that
out.
If you leave us some sort of user content, we're going to stalk you. We're going to find out where you are. We're going to find out if you have a podcast. We're going to come for you.
Also, I love you. Not creepy. I just love you so much. I love you.
It's a little creepy. Well, then, do you guys think it is game time?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I hear the music coming back on. Thanks for having a good time with us today, Beardos.
I think it's game time. Whoa, my face was fully in frame.
I think it's game time from back here.
This is a game I'm calling Road to Confusion.
Quick question. If we have a sound delay of any sort, is this going to be an issue?
Probably for you.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Don't worry. This is really kind of a guessing game. So while there probably will be sound delay issues, I don't think any of these will be so like shoot from the hip that it will make too much of a difference. So,
can't wait to shoot a hip.
All right. Well, then I'm going to give you an obscure, and in most cases absurd, driving law in the U.S., and I want you to tell me which state it's from. You'll each have 3 chances, and the first to guess correctly gets the point. Sound good?
I guess.
Got it. How many are there?
There are a total of 13.
Okay.
That's an unlucky number. Let's do it.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Number 1. A city named Rockville in this state has banned swearing within earshot of other drivers on pain
Kansas.
of a fine of no. On
Tennessee.
pain of a fine of no. On pain of a fine
Kentucky.
of $100. No.
Tennessee.
No, he already said Tennessee, but that's one of the guesses.
Dumb
anyway.
bitch.
Pay attention. You each have one left.
Iowa.
No.
Utah.
Nope. This is Rockville, Maryland. It is illegal to swear within earshot of other drivers.
I would be
Just
arrested all
Rockville or the
time.
entire state?
Just Rockville.
Okay, because Baltimore.
So I did. some
Hey,
of these are
fuck
specific
you,
to cities,
Baltimore.
but I'm not going to make you guess the city because I think that's a little too mean. I'm just going to make you guess the state. This one I gave you the city. Some of them are a little too obvious, so I exclude them.
In Oklahoma
Okay.
City, Oklahoma. What state is it?
In
In the
Boise
state
City,
of Oklahoma. When you drive down Oklahoma Avenue by the Oklahoma State Senate,
Taiwan.
the state of
Maine.
panic, the state of disassociation.
The state of disrepair.
Jupiter.
Anyways, number 2. This state was finally brave enough to address the issue of driving blindfolded by outlawing it.
Florida.
Why would they ever do that?
No,
Pennsylvania.
Oklahoma.
no, no,
Texas.
nope. Jay, you got 2 left.
Wisconsin.
No,
Nevada.
nope. Driving blindfolded is illegal in the state of Alabama.
Well, thank God we don't
Why didn't
live
I think
there.
of that dumb state?
Just know
But
also.
can I do
no-
it here?
I don't know. Didn't look that up.
I bet there's no law.
Imagine getting pulled over. It's not a law.
It's
We're not in
not illegal.
Alabama. All right, move along. Thanks.
So somebody comes behind you with the Liberator.
Oh, God.
Blindfolded. Ah!
I don't even know what I'm blowing up anymore.
And they've got like their blindfold is the American flag with like the blue. Lives
Of course
Matter
it
thing on
is.
They're like, freedom. You can't tell me what to do.
You took our jobs.
Anyways, all right. Are you guys ready for number 3?
No.
Ready?
In a particular city in this state, getting pulled over with trash visible in your car could score you a $500 fine.
Pennsylvania.
No.
Missouri.
Nope.
New York.
No.
Oregon.
Nope.
California.
No.
New Mexico.
Jay, you got one left. Nope. It is in Hilton Head, South Carolina. You could be fined $500 for having trash visible in your car.
The Carolinas don't have laws.
Well,
I know.
Hilton Head
That's why I
does.
didn't think South Carolina or any Carolina.
They're like not
There's
even
only
really
2 of
real
them.
to me.
So these are city laws or state laws?
Some of them are city laws. I am only requiring you to name the state.
Oh. Okay.
So I have a 1 in 50 chance.
Yes. Well, technically now you have a 1 in 47 chance because none of these states repeat.
Ah, my odds improve.
So I hope you've been keeping up with the states we've already used.
Will you oh shit, no.
Nope,
Will you
I will not.
add more questions like up to 50?
Nope. Okay, number 4. Driving around with muddy tires? not in a certain city in this state, you could be considered a public nuisance and get a fine of up to $2,000.
Does the city give it away?
Yes.
Well, it sounds very hoity-toity, so I'm gonna get
Idaho.
I would think.
No. Love how you said hoity-toity and you went, Idaho. No.
New York City. Or, sorry,
No.
New York.
Yeah. If you name a city and I know the state it's in, then no.
Springfield.
Illinois?
No. Also, wait, I don't know whether they count that or not.
I'm kidding. Because you said if I know the city and state, and I was like, everyone knows Springfield's everywhere.
Right. Good job.
Well, I'm trying to think of, like, maybe not because they don't want dirt on the roads, but maybe because the mud would pose a hazard if it froze or something. So that's why I thought maybe like Chicago or I don't know.
Wisconsin.
Nope.
Okay, I'm good.
Joe, you have 2 guesses
Can't
left.
have muddy tires. Nevada.
Nope.
Muddy tires. In this city, in this state.
In a specific city in this state.
A specific city.
Did they
And it
build this
wasn't New
city
York.
for rock and roll?
On rock
And roll.
I don't think so, but I don't know enough about the city itself to say.
That lame joke brought to you by 3
Definitively.
white men.
Hey, it's the only unfortunate part, or the only unfortunate part of this podcast is that we're 3 white men. You got 1 left. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Connecticut.
Nope. That was a good guess, though. Not anywhere near it, but I would have guessed Connecticut or somewhere up there. Nope. In Minnetonka, Minnesota,
Oh, I was so
you could be
close.
considered a public nuisance and get a fine of up to $2,000 for having muddy tires.
It's so close to Minneapolis. Fuck.
I know, that's why
It's
I couldn't
so
give
close
you
to
the name.
Minneapolis.
Well, I'm
Does it say
really
why?
good at this game. It just says you could be considered a public nuisance.
Could be a public nuisance anywhere with muddy tires.
You could be a public nuisance
this
in the
place
left
actually
lane.
made it illegal. not with the
You can
left
do
lane
anything if you
Liberator.
put your mind to it.
Anyways, number 5. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes.
A lovely little beach village in this state has made it illegal to undress in your car, resulting in a fine of $100 or spending up to 90 days in jail.
Rhode Island.
No.
Kansas.
No.
I know.
Florida.
I literally wasted a state
No.
on purpose
Not
just to
Florida.
be stupid. California.
No.
You bitch.
North Carolina.
Nope.
Georgia.
Nope. This is in Sag Harbor, New York. Off of Long Island.
Much.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to win this game. Okay, number 6. Do you dream of grabbing yourself a Sonic sandwich and a Route 44 cherry
Oklahoma.
limeade? No. All while blaring on your horn after 9 p.m.? Not in this state, you don't.
Kansas.
Because it's a misdemeanor. No. To blare your horn after 9 p.m. at anywhere that serves sandwiches or cold drinks.
Texas.
Arkansas?
It's Arkansas, Joe. You got it.
Wow.
Ooh.
I was like,
so
I know it's a
weird
state
over
close because I remember having this conversation before.
Arkansas. Why is this one Arkansas?
Why is Arkansas? Just, that's it. That's the question.
Okay, number 7. Are you a female presenting person needing to run down the street for that giant can of Steel Reserve you've been craving, but don't want to
Pennsylvania.
change out? No, but don't want to change
West
out
Virginia.
of your house coat? No. Well,
Damn it.
this isn't the state for you. You guys didn't let me finish. Essentially, it is illegal for for you to be in your car in a housecoat as a female presenting person.
Ohio?
Nevada?
No and no.
Kentucky.
Nope.
Okay, I'm out.
Virginia?
No. California.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Where'd you get Steel Reserve from?
Steel Reserve. It's just that stupid, nasty beer.
From Pennsylvania.
I don't know. I was just referencing Steel Reserve because it's a nasty beer.
Oh, I thought it was part of the article you got this from.
The hints.
No.
That's why I was guessing the
No,
Steel
I didn't
Belt
get
states.
this from all of this little flavor text that I've put in here is me. I wrote all this. I didn't lift this from an article.
Oh, okay.
I just found the laws and then I wrote my own flavor text. Thank you. Sorry about your Steel Reserve.
It had me thinking everywhere except California.
Oh, okay.
That's the trick.
That's
Including
Yeah.
Hawaii.
yeah.
Okay. Well, then number 8. Number 8. In this state, if you tie your elephant, goat, or alligator to a parking meter, then you must pay
Florida.
on that meter
Florida?
as well. Florida is correct, Jay.
Oh, phew. I was about to say, if Joe gets that, I'm going to punch something.
You gonna liberate something?
You got it for sure. Number 9. Did you choke that chicken a little too hard and now it's dead? Better not get caught with it whipped out in your car in this state, as transporting dead poultry is illegal.
I think
Nebraska.
that's every state.
Not Nebraska, no. Or I don't know, maybe, but not the one of a reference.
Joe said every state.
That I can't imagine is true.
I mean, I can't think of any state where you can transport poultry legally, but because it has to be transported frozen, it's a federal law. So
Like
then,
a
I
live
don't
chicken
know.
could be transported. This place, you can't transport a dead chicken.
Any place in the country, it has to be frozen. But let's, for the sake of this law, let's say some country place.
Oregon.
Shoot.
No.
Texas?
No.
Mississippi.
No.
Connecticut.
Why'd
No.
you look like that?
Okay.
Why'd you do that?
Because I like to throw you off because I said Steel Reserve, and apparently that means everywhere but the place where it was.
It means
1958.
Pennsylvania, where the beer was created.
No! No!
God, shut the fuck up.
Arizona?
No. Jay should have gotten this one. It was Kansas.
Oh.
Kansas.
I was hoping you'd go with the ice cream law there.
Nope. I don't
What's
know what
that?
law is. What is the ice cream law?
Something about you can't serve pie with ice cream or without ice cream. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah.
But that
that's right.
doesn't have to do with driving, does it?
Oh, that's right. With your in
Yeah.
your car. There we go. Problem solved.
Okay.
In
well-
the left lane.
Number 10. Did you get your car taken right out from under you? Well, you better not replace it with a camel if you plan on using the highways in this state, because that's illegal.
New Mexico?
Arizona.
No and no.
Nevada.
Yes.
Ah.
It is illegal in the state of Nevada to ride a camel on the highway.
Damn it.
I wonder
And
if
I
that's because
just
of
bought a
Vegas.
new camel. For my
It's
Vegas
very
trip.
Luxor-like behavior.
I keep it in the back of my left lane Liberator, just in case. All
Right next to
right,
Joe's
number
shit, too.
11. Oh my god. Just absolute prolapse anus. Just hanging out.
Jay, is Blanche okay?
She's outside the door. She really wants in because she doesn't know Reggie's in here.
Oh.
Okay.
Sorry, now you're also
what
hearing
did I
a
say?
cat. 11.
Whatever. Number 11. Are you stuck in traffic and late to work, cursing yourself for having to stick to the road when there's a whole sidewalk right there that you could be driving on? Well, in this state, just make sure that you yield to pedestrians when you take your Subaru to the People Highway.
Kentucky.
Massachusetts.
No and no.
Tennessee.
No.
Is the Subaru to throw me off of New England?
Mississippi.
No.
Damn it.
Maine.
No.
Because I want to guess a New England state, but if I'm in the wrong part of the country, then I don't know why you said Subaru. Unless it's Oregon. Or is it? Is it Oregon?
It's Oregon.
Ah,
I was like, it is kind of referential, but I don't know why you're sticking to New England.
I was like, oh, Nalgene bottles and lesbians. Okay, got it.
Right. There you
Not
go.
winter sports and skiing. Okay, that kind of Subaru. Got it.
Yes, thank you. Okay, number 12. This references back to what you were talking about getting shot on the road earlier. So, are you looking for the thrill of the hunt, but you're in a bit of a
Texas.
hurry? No. Don't go to this state where it's illegal to shoot any game from a moving vehicle, except whales.
Oklahoma. Oh,
Alaska?
Oklahoma.
Not Oklahoma. Not Alaska.
Except Wales.
Yep.
Maine.
Maine?
No and no. Joe, you have one left.
Hawaii.
No. It's Tennessee.
Sorry, what?
That is exactly
Wales?
how it's worded. Yep. It's illegal to
Wales.
shoot any game from a moving vehicle except whales.
You know what's really, really annoying is I kept picking Tennessee for laws that sounded ridiculous, when what I wasn't taking into consideration was how ridiculous the law is for the state.
Just went all the way. Yep. Yeah, I guess presumably because you couldn't shoot a whale from a moving vehicle in Tennessee, so they thought it'd be a fun little flavor
Join
text
my
to add.
pie with ice cream in Kansas from behind bars. Thinking, how many whales can I shoot in Tennessee from a moving car?
Okay, last one. Are you guys ready?
I guess.
I mean,
This
no,
has been
sorry.
educational. Lastly, if you want your fill of Archie and Veronica, you better do
Oklahoma.
it before or at. It is Oklahoma. You are correct.
I knew it. You were going to do it as a finale piece.
I thought about it. I was like, yeah, it might be a little too obvious, but you guys kind of sucked at this game, so.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You should have done state laws, but that's okay.
You should have made the game
Kidding.
differently, Anthony, but that's okay.
I am so sorry that I took the time out of my day to make this for you.
Thank you for making the game this week.
I'm so upset right now.
But in Joe's words, you could have done better.
I guess so. I guess
Actually,
I could
that sounded
have.
like Jay's words. Came out of Jay's mouth. Well, congratulations on your win, Anthony.
So the final scores are Joe 2, Jay 3, and Anthony 8. Leaving me the winner. Thank you very much. Send roses, please.
Beardos, make sure to liberate Anthony whenever you send your congratulations.
Anyways, moving on past this game that everyone hated, I believe I hear the music coming back on. Thank God this is over. This has all been very painful. I apologize to Jay and Joe. I don't really apologize, but please go leave us a voicemail. Apparently you've been tasked with that. I didn't say that, so don't think it was me telling you all
Oh, I
that.
did.
love you regardless.
I'm making homework.
The number is 405-999-2242.
And Beardos, off we go to Tennessee to shoot some whales from a moving car. But that means it's time for us to wrap up this week's lunch break. If you'd like to help us out, make sure to go and subscribe to our podcast so you can get reminders every Sunday when we release a new episode. We also post frequent updates on all of our social media sites for any additional sundries that we add to the market.
And don't forget to rate us 5 stars and leave a review. Those reviews are what get us found by more listeners like you. Also, if just each one of you could tell a friend about the podcast, that would double our growth, and we would appreciate it very much.
You guys would be liberated if you went to our website, beardsandsundries.com. And don't forget to submit bingo ideas in our email at beardsandsundries@gmail.com. Check us out on our socials, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Facebook. You can also send us bingo ideas there. We'd love to hear from you.
So, from a very hopeful driver's seat here in the left lane Liberator at the Beards and Sundries Market, make sure to...
Liberate yourself!
Oh, and love yourself.
Because we already liberated you with our left lane liberators and our shit hoses. Bye, Beardos!
Oh my god. Bye, Beardos! Love you!
Bye.
Love you.
Liberate!
Get off the left lane.
Bitch.